Campfield with SueStampfield.com. I wanted to share a fun Thanksgiving project with you today. I'm going to show you how to make this adorable punch art turkey, and then I'm also going to show you how to make a candy bar holder out of our treat bags. So let's get started. Let's start with the treat bag. I'm using the Tag-A-Bag treat bags that are in the regular catalog, and these are food safe. Doesn't matter in this particular instance because I'm going to be using a wrapped Hershey bar, but depending on what you want to put in it, it's nice to know that they are food safe. So I'm actually going to begin by folding that bag in half and just creasing it. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut this chevron pattern that you see at the top here. So just do that. So I've got that ready to go, and my Hershey bar is going to just slide right into one side of the bag. So you see that there? There's now a pocket, and that will slide all the way down in there. There we go. And then I'm going to do a belly band around this. I'm going to use some paper from the holiday catalog. This paper is called Sweater Weather. And I'm going to use these two sides together. So I'm going to just adhere that together, like so. And I want to make a belly band, and I don't want that belly band to fall off, so I'm actually going to use a piece of sticky strip to hold it together. I also don't want it too tight, or the recipient is going to have a hard time getting that chocolate bar out. And nobody should have to work hard for chocolate, right? So we're going to make it a little bit loose. So I have a piece of sticky strip here that I've already cut to size. And again, keeping it loose, keeping it easy. There we go. And so then I've got my belly band on my chocolate bar so they can get that out. So the front of that bag I'm going to decorate up. I use the Happy Thanksgiving, which is in the holiday catalog. It's a nice little set of 4. I actually bought this set really because I wanted the trick or treat and the Christmas one, but I've been using the Thanksgiving one a lot more than I thought I would. You can purchase it in a bundle. So they've got the punch that matches the set. You can purchase them separately, but of course, if you want them both, you're going to want to go with the bundle option, where if you bundle them together, you're going to save some money. You save 15% if you buy both. So that's what I did, and I just stamped that in on very vanilla cardstock with the chocolate chip ink, and that's popped that up with the dimensional. So let's talk about our turkey. I also did a card version here. Using the Sweater Weather paper again and doing the same turkey. So let me show you how he is made. Of course, we're using the owl punch again. I seem to use the owl punch for all sorts of things and very rarely owls. So I've punched out a owl out of chocolate chip. So I've got my little owl there. The eyes for the owl also come from the owl punch. Now what I did with this is I cut the feet off of the owl, and as you can see on my project, I do want the feet, but I wanted them in the crushed curry. I got this idea for this turkey from a demonstrator, Dawn Oshevsky, and she did this last year, a little different version on a different project, but I got the chocolate bar treat bag holder idea from Sue Dias. She gave me one at our Stampin' Up! Convention this summer. It was decorated quite differently, but I thought it was such a cute idea. So after you cut the feet off, you also want to cut off the ears. And hopefully this will work for me. I've got a lot of shadows here tonight. Trying a new camera setup, and I'm getting some shadows. So you just want to kind of round it and cut it off. So you kind of get this chocolate chip blob, if you will, and that's going to form our turkey. So our next step is going to be to get the beak, the eyes, and the wattle. So for the beak and the wattle, we're going to go to another punch. This is the Boho Blossom punch, And we're going to take a strip of Cajun Craze and we're going to punch out this smaller flower right here. And for the beak, I'm going to use crushed curry. I'll match my feet that way and punch out the crushed curry. Now for the feet, I'm just going to attach, I punched another piece out of crushed curry out of the owl punch, just the bottom portion, and attach that. So let's go back to this. For the beak, you're just going to take and cut off one petal. And I just kind of round it a little bit with my scissors, hold it down here so I don't lose it. So there I've got my beak. Put that on so you can see it better. And then for the wattle, I have that small flower, and you just want to cut up almost all the way across so that it's nice and long. And it's just like cutting out a pie wedge, really. And that's going to go right next to the beak. And then, of course, you need some eyes. Now, my favorite way to use the eyes, do the eyes on the owl punch, and I know I've showed this before, but I'd like to show it again, is I go in and I punch the pupils first, and then I go back in with the owl punch over those punch outs, and that is what I save. So I've already got the pupils punched out, and I don't have to glue on those little tiny pieces, which is hard for me to do. So there I've got my eyes, and since they're going on brown cardstock, that pupil is going to show up nicely in brown. So there is the front of our owl. The feathers are cut with a die for the big shot. And so these are my feathers. It's a leaf die. It's called the Autumn Accent die, and I'm using this leaf right here. And this is a Biggs die, which means it's thick, so I was able to cut out quite a few in one go. So I've got Cajun Craze, crumb cake, and crushed curry. And I'm just going to layer those how I want behind my little owl. And I did them in a kind of rotating pattern so that I had every other color going around. And I'm just going to attach those. So that can be done very quickly, and then you attach them to the belly band with a dimensional and slide in your candy bar. And I also popped this up with a dimensional. I think I mentioned that already. And there you go. Wouldn't that be fun to put at each person's spot at the Thanksgiving table if you're hosting Thanksgiving this year? Or if you're not, it'd be a great gift to give to your hostess who is hosting. So thank you so much for joining me today. Full supplies for this project are listed on my blog at SueStampfield.com. Thanks for joining me. Have a happy Thanksgiving.